Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, I figured I'd have a little holiday episode here. Again, we have Christmas the 25th, and of course Hanukkah goes through 26th. Monday here, and of course any other religion. Happy holidays should hopefully cover it all. So make a little quick insert episode here. Again, last time we covered the Judge press conference, which obviously got a lot of hype, of course, and all the attention. But of course, right after that, we had the Carlos Rodón press conference. Wasn't anything big, but I figured at least talk about it a little bit, just because he came aboard, and of course your number 2 starter there is going to be an important piece. So again, worth discussing. The press conference itself, he said all this, all the things you expect him to say. He wants to play here. He wants to compete in October. He feels that he actually has done well at Yankee Stadium, even though I haven't seen any stats on it. But I'll take his word for it. But I guess the biggest thing there would be just that fact that he did go to the Rays there. So a clean shaven Carlos Rodón, and he claimed he hasn't been clean shaven in about 10 years. So there you go. You're gonna see that. And of course, when he does put on that Yankee uniform and report to spring training for pitchers and catchers in February, he'll be wearing number 55. So looking at some other previous Yankees that have number 55, you have Hideki Matsui, you have Russell Martin, and those are the ones that come to mind right now. And of course, so now Carlos Rodón will be wearing that at least for the next 6 years, unless he gets traded or something. But he'll probably pitch out the contract. But nevertheless, again, Rodón himself, I know it's pressure there. You signed a 6-year deal, and so it's almost a little under $200 million there. But I don't see him having any issues here. He just seems like a cool, calm guy. It's a 6-year deal, but he's not like some superstar coming here. And we've seen some Yankee free agents come here and just buckle and take a while to get it going. I'm just thinking about looking back at like Jason Giambi or someone like even Mark Teixeira for a while. It took him a little while to really get rolling there with the bat. We've seen that in the past, but I don't see that a problem with Carlos Rodón. He's in his prime. He's on top of his game. We had some pitches, for example, like Randy Johnson come in here and again kind of pass his prime a little bit and struggle and drew ire from the fans. I just don't see that situation happen to Rodón. Again, he's in his prime. He's only 30, so he should fit in well here. Again, he doesn't come with a big name attached to him, so yeah, there's expectations, but no one's expecting him, to be like Roger Clemens or someone. Clemens also, he was another one who came here who was still in his prime and maybe he was using a little dabble in something, but obviously he got off to a bad start in 99. It took him a while to really get it going, but I don't see that problem with Rodón. I think he should fit in well here, and for the Yankees. And, other than that, for the Yankees, I think they're pretty much set. I kind of mentioned in the last episode, obviously, at least with the rotation, let's make some crazy trade out of nowhere. I think they're pretty much set. I think they still will try to invite and bring some more arms in the bullpen just to have some more options there. So I think you'll see more invites and more small deals and minor league deals that could be major league deals if they make the team and so forth. So I think they'll still bring in some arms there. And for the outfield, again, let's make that trade for like Brian Reynolds or something like that. I don't see the Yankees really spending any significant money. And they let Benintendi go, but that was like 5 years at $75 million, which I don't think they're going to come close to matching. And then another option that was being thrown out there, Mike Conforto, which would have been interesting, the former Met. Well, I guess he's off the board. I guess with the Giants, with the money they didn't spend on Judge, Rodón, or Carlos Correa, I guess they had something to spend, so they used some of it to bring in Mike Conforto. So he signs a 2-year deal for $36 million. It's not a terrible deal, and maybe something, for only 1 or 2 years, maybe something the Yankees could have got involved in that a little bit more. But I just don't really think the Yankees are looking to spend any significant money there, because now you're looking at so Conforto will be getting $18 million per season. I just don't think the Yankees want to put more money in the outfield like that. You already have some options out there, plus you're paying someone like Hicks, similar type of money, a little bit less, but nevertheless you're paying him, and who knows if he's going to be riding the bench or be on this team or whatnot. So I just don't think the Yankees want to invest more money. I think they'll either make a trade for a guy like Reynolds who's making peanuts, or again go in-house and just have Cabrera start the season out there. And we saw him play outfield last season and pretty much had no problem. So that's kind of likely the way they're going to go there. So any additions to the Yankee team now, you're probably looking at just with the bullpen. And again, with Rodón, the only concerns we have with him, and mentioned, when they did sign him, is that obviously, he hasn't logged 200 innings yet, which is kind of there's kind of a standard for your starting pitcher. Again, he had a Tommy John surgery a couple of seasons ago, did not have a good 2019, 2020, just, missing a lot of time recovering from that. But, since then, removed from that, he has said, and there are stats to back it up, that he's, he feels as strong as ever in terms of his fastball. It's its highest miles per hour right now. It's averaging about 95.5 miles per hour. And as a couple of years moved from Tommy John, he's put up 2 consecutive back-to-back All-Star seasons. So you'd like to see that. Now, they did have to baby him in 2021 towards the end there, and was fine a couple of starts, just limit his innings, again, because they didn't want to push him too hard after the Tommy John, and it seemed to work because then he backed up 2022 with another All-Star season. And, if he could give you what he gave them, again, 14-8, maybe like to see a few more wins there, but an ERA under 3 in 185 innings, I think maybe like to see a little bit more innings, but I'm sure you would sign up for that. And again, that's probably why he's getting, $27 million per year. So that's all done, signed, sealed, delivered. He's a part of the team, part of the rotation, and I guess, he reports, in February. What is interesting, though, as I guess the latest in the Carlos Correa fiasco, because it could affect the Yankees, is now that the Mets, who jumped on him as soon as the Giants backed out of the deal, well, now they're having their reservations, mainly because of the same ankle injury I mentioned before, back in 2014 when he was in the minors. Now the Mets also did an examination on the ankle. Now they're worried about the commitment. So it looks like now they're looking to restructure the deal, whether that means, less years or less per year. That remains to be seen. I just think it'll probably be less years because no player is going to want to take less money because, it's kind of put it this way, they all establish themselves and they always want to take the highest possible just because it helps the next guy down the line. So I don't think he'll take a pay cut. So probably a situation, again, the original structured deal with the Mets was supposed to be 12 years at $315. So probably now they'll be looking at scale that back, maybe 9 to 10 years, and maybe it'll just be more 9 years at like $26 million, which is who's going to get. So probably just less years, just for the same reason that the Mets probably don't want to go the full 12 with him, just with the being going to get a little weary about that ankle. And plus, again, on the side, he also had the shoulder injury, which balked on him a little bit last season as well. But it could have some ramifications on the Yankees because now if the Mets turn out to back out of that deal, well, now there's a possibility that Carlos Correa goes back to the American League, and then from there, we're not sure where he'll end up. Maybe he does resign with the Twins, which I thought they would pony up, and they were supposedly going to offer him the biggest contract in the history of the franchise. That didn't happen, but maybe that sort of renews some interest there, and then maybe the Twins don't have to go a full 8 or 9 years on him. Maybe they could do a deal with him for 6, and he goes back to Minnesota. Of course, then that would directly affect the Yankees just for the amount, they play each other a couple times during the season, and of course, could be a possible playoff foe. And of course, he's hurt the Yankees as an Astro. Do not want to see him again as in any of the uniform at all in the American League. So if he could somehow stay with the Mets and stay with the National League, that would be fine with me if that wants to work out. And again, if Steve Cohen wants to throw his money away at him like that, go ahead, do that. Just, keep him out of the American League there. But there is a possibility. It looks like that, Correa deal might fall through. But this seems like the Met language, sticking with him on the deal. So I don't think they're going to back out of it like the Giants did. So he'll probably be a New York Met. I'm just saying he's probably going to get the 9 years like Judge got. That'll probably be like the barometer, or at least the arguing point. And they'll stay there. And of course, with a lot of these players, there's insurance taken out of them. So even, for example, the Mets, signed David Wright to a boatload, but unfortunately, toward the end of his career, he had the back and the neck. There was a neck issue with him, and so the Mets actually were able to recoup a lot of money with the insurance. So let's say if Carlos Correa's body does just give out for whatever reason, the Mets will make a lot of that money back with the insurance. So I guess they're covered on that end. So that's the episode. I just wanted to keep it brief there. Here in New York, we're having a bit of an Arctic blast, part of the bomb cyclone. So you want to make sure maybe if you stay you're inside, maybe you're hungry for some Yankee talk, some Yankee chat, figure maybe I'll give it to you here. So maybe you want to batten down the hatches for another couple of days. Looks like the bomb cyclone should be cycled out by Monday. So that's that's that. And of course, we have the holidays there. So make sure you enjoy it. I'm not sure if this will be the last episode of 2022. Again, kind of a week left after that. So maybe, maybe try to find something, whether it's some news related or just kind of off the field stuff, just some sort of fun Yankee trivia, Yankee history, something like that. So may not be the last you hear from me in 2022, but if it is, make sure you have a happy new year, have a pleasant 2023, and we'll catch you next episode either way.